Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center, this is your Fox 18 9 o'clock news.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bailey Dietz. An upgrade to a radar system could help better detect severe weather. It's a change that could help save lives. We'll show you how it works in just a few minutes. First, our top 9 at 9. The vast majority of crops in Iowa and Illinois are fair or better thanks to all the recent rain. River levels in Burlington are expected to crest this week, and authorities are preparing. And when the high water goes out of the riverbanks, public health officials are reminding people to stay out of it. Today is the one-year anniversary of a tornado that claimed the life of one man in Muscatine. An upgrade to a storm detecting system is designed to help meteorologists detect severe weather more efficiently. Tonight, police are releasing more details about how a 4-year-old child died after playing at an entertainment facility. A Davenport man becomes the victim of a scam when trying to buy a car on eBay. A week of fun events kicked off today at the Henry County Fair in Cambridge, Illinois. And some are calling this police officer a hero after saving a woman from being hit by a train. Well, today may have been mainly dry, but we have experienced quite a bit of rain here recently, and we're expecting more to come. So a lot of people want to know just how much we've kind of had up until this point, Eric.
Well, we know it's been a pretty rainy period the last couple of weeks, and so we look at the rainfall totals from June, and we're definitely concerned about the Mississippi River. To the north of the Metro Quad Cities, anywhere from 10 inches or more to about 6 inches or more. Around the Quad Cities, southeastern Iowa, about 9 inches or more. But southeastern Iowa itself, the farmland, anywhere between 6 and 10 inches of rain. That's just so far in June, and rainfall total so far this year already at 60% of the precipitation we got all of last year.
Okay, yeah, so we're definitely keeping track of those rain totals. Now, the recent rainfall impacting many crops in Iowa and Illinois in a good way. We talked to one area farmer about the growing season so far being on the right track.
This moisture's really made a big difference.
The old adage is knee-high by the 4th of July, but local farmers have higher expectations than that these days.
I like to see it with shoulder to head high by the 4th of July. You know, it makes me feel a lot more comfortable.
Andy DeCarroll's corn is on the right track. That's despite area farmers getting a late start on planting this year thanks to the cold spring.
Never did get any heat to get the crops going once it did get in the ground. So it was slow going there.
But the recent rain and heat really have things picking up.
Now we've seen this corn shoot up a good foot in the last 2 to 3 weeks.
96% of Illinois corn crops are in fair, good, or excellent condition. Same for soybeans. In Iowa, 95% of the corn crop and 98% of soybeans are fair or better.
If we have a good crop, our market prices are going to go down. Hopefully that'll be beneficial to the people in buying stuff in the stores.
DeCarroll says his operation is about where it was this time last year, but the corn especially has good potential. However, it is hard to tell what it will look like a couple of weeks from now.
We've got a long ways to go. There's a lot of things that could happen.
It's a constant balancing act. DeCarroll says about an inch of rain each week is good, but on the flip side, some could go for a short dry spout, especially those with hay fields that are several weeks past due getting cut.
I'm glad to have the rain because we did need it, but you know, it'd be nice to have it shut off for a little while.
And so farmers with the hay fields need a good 4 or 5 days of dry weather to cut and bale their crop. And Eric, it looks like moving forward this week, they're not going to get that.
Yeah, in the type of weather pattern we're in, it's going to be tough to get a day at a time. So that's why today was kind of nice. It served as a nice break. One more thing, you know, in southeastern Iowa where we've had all this rain, of course, the flooding has not been great, but it's pretty much alleviated the drought. And we'll get that latest drought report on Thursday. And I suspect that most areas won't even be showing up on the old drought map in southeastern Iowa. What's showing up now, a few clouds in our sky, otherwise clear to partly cloudy back to our west, and that's the kind of sky we can expect tonight with rain coming to an end well to our northwest, so we will be dry. We're at 75 in the Quad Cities right now, 73 in Dubuque, 74 in Galesburg, 71 in Macomb. Going forward throughout the night, partly cloudy, a dry start with lows in the low 60s, back to the middle 80s tomorrow, and in the afternoon, our rain chances come right back.
And across the QCA, flooding concerns continue as river levels rise. The Mississippi River is expected to crest at Burlington, and it's 18.6 feet this weekend, major flood stage. And public works crews have been busy preparing, putting up HESCO barriers around the municipal auditorium and the Market Street lift station, 2 waterfront structures most at risk when the river rises. Low-lying parking lots are already filling with water. And a reminder, being in the floodwaters can be dangerous. Public health officials say human and animal waste, along with bacteria, including E. coli, could be in the water. Officials say much of the bacteria comes from overflowing public sewers, and it's not a place where people should go for a swim. 1 year ago today, an EF1 tornado swept through Muscatine, winds reaching up to 110 miles per hour. The storm struck Krieger's auto collision, killing one man. Officials say the tornado popped up too quickly before they got a chance to sound the sirens. But this year, the National Weather Service is making an upgrade to its radar system. They tell us it can find tornadoes more quickly and give you more time to find shelter. Now, here's how the radar will work. It would scan the whole storm. This is what it used to be. It would scan the whole storm from bottom to top. That can take up to 5 minutes. So when it's scanning the top, it's missing what's going on at the bottom. Like in this case of the Muscatine tornado, it popped up while the radar was scanning another part of the storm. Now with the upgrade, the radar scans the storm twice. It scans the bottom of the storm where tornadoes pop up, then it goes to the middle of the storm, and then back to the bottom before it finishes the rest of the scan. That gives a scan the bottom of the storm in 2.5 minutes, giving us a chance to alert you sooner.
And having information at the lowest level, which is twice as fast as we used to, we can find those smaller tornadoes or the straight line wind events ahead of time. It will give us a lot better information to make those earlier tornado warnings.
Meteorologists say you should have an emergency plan for any warning they may issue. Tonight, police are releasing details of what might have contributed to the death of a 4-year-old boy. Saturday, June 14th, emergency crews rushed to the Thorpe Family Fun Center in Waterloo after Isaiah Nealons was found not breathing. Police say a rope used to secure an inflatable structure was around the boy's neck. Rescuers were able to revive him and transported him to an Iowa City hospital, but he died 6 days later. The owner of the Fun Center says it was a freak accident and sends her prayers to the family of the child. One person is dead, another injured after a paraplane crashed into the Fox River in northern Illinois. Happened yesterday evening in Dayton. The pilot was able to free himself from his harness and escape to safety, but the passenger, 50-year-old Jeffrey A. Carpenter, died. His body was recovered this morning. The pilot says his craft had engine problems, but the exact cause remains under investigation. A local Iowa man found himself victim of an international scam. Johann Muller was looking for a car on eBay when he came across one he liked. After 3 months of emailing with the seller, he wired $32,000 from his credit union to the seller's bank account in London. Muller was told the car would be delivered, but all he got was an empty wallet. The Iowa Attorney General's office says it's easy to become an online fraud victim.
Two key things here. For traditional car purchases, make sure you look at that car and take it for a test drive. Don't buy it otherwise. And for basic scams, if they ask you to wire money away or go out and get a green dot card or some other kind of loadable value card, don't do it. That is a sure 100% sign that it is a fraud.
He also says victims almost never get their money back. As soon as the money is wired over, it's essentially gone. Well, it was a dramatic rescue, all caught on tape. Now one police officer is being called a hero. And skip going to the grocery store. The healthy snacks are coming straight to a few neighborhoods and possibly near you. We'll tell you about it when we return.
Pretty fantastic Tuesday. Yeah, we had the summertime warmth, but it came without a lot of humidity and rain. But it looks like we're going to change things in both of those departments in the next few days. Your 7-day Foxcast is next.
You're watching Bailey Dietz. This is your Fox 18 9 o'clock news.